So, I was on a call recently with my mentor, and one of the things that came up was the idea that happily ever after doesn't exist. And it's so fucking true. Happily ever after never exists because whether it be 3 weeks down the line, whether it be eternity and 20 years, 40 years down the line, whether it be 50, 60 years down the line, you're going to experience heartbreak in a relationship. It's inevitable because at some point you might pass away, someone else might pass away, you might break apart. You may break apart in 3 months' time, and right now everything you have is amazing, but in 3 months' time everything might crumble, or it could be 20 years down the line. But kind of moral of the story is a lot of people are so enticed by this happily ever after, they're missing out on really experiencing the person in front of them now. They're so determined to find the happily ever partner, they're missing out on really experiencing the partner in front of them right now. They're fixated on the future, and they're also scared. With that scenario in their heads of living happily ever after also lies that fear of heartbreak, that fear of rejection, that fear that it might not work out. You may lose the person you truly love, and so you don't offer or open parts of your heart. You close it up, you protect yourself, and by protecting yourself, you're actually stopping yourself, because you're stopping yourself from stepping forward and connecting to them on a deeper level, on a real deep level, opening your heart and really just falling in love completely. And because you're so guarded and protected, you form ideas in your head, you form ideas and perceptions that this person in front of you doesn't like you. You form a perception that this person in front of you is trying to undermine you, talk down on you. And the truth is that this person may be just expressing how they feel in that moment, and they're also in their emotions. But if you don't listen to your heart, if you don't listen to your gut feeling and stick through the arguments, the triggers, because you know this person in front of you is worth it, if you're not willing to work on yourself and understand your own emotions, your own triggers, your own insecurities, especially when you're stuck in your ego, in your head, and this is stopping you from really stepping forward and falling in love with the partner in front of you, what's going to happen is absolute chaos. You're going to end up in fulfilling the idea that the happily ever after doesn't exist. You're going to go down the line of even more heartbreak, because you're going to turn around and you're going to look in the mirror and say, actually, I don't deserve love. I don't deserve to be in love with anyone. I'm destined to be a single man who's heartbroken, and it's hard. It's hard and frustrating to meet women out there. And as much as this can be true, you're also making this story much bigger. You're giving more content and more context to the story, and expanding it to a point where it's blocking off from you actually expressing yourself and falling in love with someone out there. So the moral of this video is that I want you to now listen to your gut instinct. Listen to that part of you that is telling you actually stick with it. Trust this person. Give it another chance. I want you to open up when it feels uncomfortable and really express yourself. Ask yourself, is this what I really want? Or am I scared right now? Am I angry right now? Am I pissed off right now? Do I feel insecure right now? Because these things, insecurity, anger, sadness, will cloud your judgment. It will cloud you from actually seeing the person in front of you and forming a balanced point of view. Sometimes you may be wrong. Yes, you may be wrong. Let that sink in. You might be wrong, and the other person in front of you, your partner, might be right. The person you're dating might be right. And if you're constantly getting triggered, if you're thinking you need to be an alpha man who steps forward, who dominates all the time, and you shouldn't take domination from another person, or you shouldn't allow another person to express their thoughts and feelings because it goes against your point of view, then you're always going to fail in a relationship. You're never going to find the perfect partner, because the truth is you're always going to find someone who has a differing point of view. Your point of view and the other person's point of view, their world, your world will be different. You're never going to meet someone who is perfect in the sense that they have gone through the same experience as you, they have gone through the same scenarios as you, and if they have, realistically, that's a complete match and that's perfect. Or it could also be really annoying because you're faced with someone who's exactly like you. Imagine going out with someone who's exactly like you. That could also piss you off. But also, realistically, it's also an unhealthy expectation for someone you've never met before, and you're meeting them for the first time, you're dating them, and you expect them to understand you, you expect them to know who you are, you expect them to read your mind. All these things is super unhealthy, and it's going to stop you from really finding someone you love. It's going to stop you from falling in love with someone. So, if this is you, this has hit home. Start questioning when you're actually insecure. If something has triggered you, it's okay for you to take a step back and say, look, I don't want to talk to you right now. I just need my space. Go away. Don't just use it as a chance to avoid conflict. Don't use it as a chance to avoid talking to the person. Go away. Figure out where the trigger is coming from. Figure out why you're feeling insecure, why you're feeling sad, and then express it to that person. Be honest. Say you're feeling angry. Say you're feeling pissed off. But when you speak from your heart, when you speak from integrity, that's when you come across as more assertive, dominant, all these things, because all of a sudden everything is aligned. You're completely congruent with who you are, what you're saying, how you're behaving. But when you're hiding, when you're triggered and you get pissed off and you're saying fuck you, all of a sudden what happens is you're pushing that person away. You're not allowing yourself to see a balanced point of view. You're actually reacting to your emotions, and you may not realize it. And on top of that, all you're doing is giving that emotion to the other person. That person then goes into their emotions and they give that back to you, and it's a constant cycle. And in some ways, you could think of it as being childish. The inner boy, the inner girl in you is triggered. You're angry, and so you're reacting. And if you want to find a perfect partner, if you want to live happily ever after, the truth is, that's a fairy tale. You're going to have triggers, you're going to go into arguments, and the only way to overcome this is to jump in and face the triggers, understand your emotions, and then you can step forward. Once you can overcome your insecurities, you can understand your insecurities, claim them, really accept them, that's when you can step forward, and that's when you can live the happily ever after story. Because the happily ever after story is one where you'll face triggers, but you'll be able to overcome them. You'll be able to step forward, and even when shit hits the fan, even when things don't feel like they're going well, you can find a way to step forward and find the light in every situation. As cheesy as that sounds, you can find happiness even when things feel like they're crumbling apart. It will create more resilience within yourself. It will help you be more positive, more positively focused, but equally not just so positive that you're deluded, but so positive that you can also find a balance. You can find a middle ground. If this has interested you and you want to find a way to manage your emotions, your triggers, and find a balance, and find a way to step forward and step into your true self, express yourself, and date women without the fear of anxiety, without any fear at all, without being fake, then drop me a DM, book a call down below with a dating on demand diagnosis session where I will help you find out what you need to go from this version of yourself, this old version, to this new version who is attracting the ideal woman out there for you, who is claiming purpose, who's claiming authority, who is stepping into their true self. If that's what you want, drop me a DM and I will catch you in the next video. If you've liked this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and also comment down below, because it really helps this video reach out to more people.